It's your man Alex, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how to do a modern slick back pompadour self haircut. So let's get right into it. So to get started with today's self haircut, I'm going to be using my trimmers to put in the first guideline, which is going to be the bald guideline. And for this self haircut in particular, I'm going to be doing more of a mid fade. So I'm going to be pretty much creating like a slanted straight line on the sides of my head, and then it kind of will round a little bit toward the back. So it's pretty much just going to be a horizontal straight line with a very slight slant in the downward direction as I get toward the back of my head. And I know a lot of you watching might be beginners, so using the mirror setup can be a little bit challenging to see what you're doing. Now, I highly recommend, if you need help with your mirror setup to cut the back of your head, to watch the video on YouTube that I made. It's called the best self haircut mirror setup, or the best mirror setup for self haircuts. You can check that out on YouTube. It's already got plenty of views and a lot of people have found a lot of value in it. Or you can just check out my self haircut course, which is always linked in the description below. Completely free. It used to be $200 and now it's completely free thanks to my hair brand Kouras for sponsoring the course. So definitely check out either of those options if you're a beginner and you need more help with your mirror setup to cut the back of your head. Now moving forward with the second guideline, I'm going to be using my clippers with the no guard. So there's no guard on my clippers and I'm opening the lever all the way, and I'm just going to be going up around 3/4 of an inch from the first guideline. So doing the same exact thing on the right, the back, and the left side of my head, all the way around my head, making sure that I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can with the 3/4 of an inch all the way around my head. Okay, the last thing you want is for one side to be a little bit higher or lower than the other. Then you just end up with a crooked haircut at the end, and you don't want that. So do your best to make sure that all of your guidelines are 3/4 of an inch around your entire head. Now for the third guideline, I'm going to be using the number 1 guard with the lever open, and again I'm still going up 3/4 of an inch from the previous guideline. So I like to keep my haircuts very simple, and you should do the exact same. So literally I just go up, I put in all of the guidelines first, about 3/4 of an inch apart, and then I just go in sequential order with the guards. So trimmer, no guard, 1 guard, 2 guard, etc. So literally just going in sequential order, 3/4 of an inch for every single guideline, and I just keep it consistent all throughout. Now for the fourth and final guideline, I'm going to be using the number 2 guard with the lever open, again still going up 3/4 of an inch. Now, one thing I want you guys to understand here, what you're looking at is me doing a little bit of freehanding as I'm going up my head. So basically all I'm doing is I'm going up 3/4 of an inch, but then I'm actually going up a little bit further as I kind of fade away from my head. And what this is basically doing is kind of creating a very mild blend with that longer length on top. So now that all of the guidelines are in on our head, we can begin the fading process. So now with the no guard lever halfway, we can start to soften up that bottom hard line. Now typically with the no guard lever halfway, you're only going to cut around 50% of that hard line. It's not going to get rid of all of it. It's like a 2 to a 3 step process to remove the bald line, which is of course that first bottom hard line. So we're going ahead with the no guard lever halfway to soften it about 50%. That's like step number 1. Step number 2 is when we go ahead and close the lever from lever halfway to lever closed, and then we do the flick out motion, and that's going to get rid of roughly 90-95% of the hard line. And then one thing I like to do also is just use my hand, my left hand, and I'll stretch out my skin. Maybe this will be a little bit too hard for some of you, maybe it won't. For me, it's really easy. It's it just makes the haircut a lot, easier to do. But I stretch out the skin, which kind of elongates the zone that I'm flicking out, which helps a lot when I'm fading in those hard lines. Now, step 3 might be optional, but if you still see a hard line after using the no guard lever closed, you might just need to go back to the trimmers and just use the corners or the flick out motion again to get rid of the bottom hard line. Now for the second hard line, I'm going to be using the half guard lever closed, and this should get rid of the entire hard line. One thing I want you to keep an eye out is with my hair cutting system, whenever I put in the guidelines, you'll notice that I always use the lever open. But then when I'm fading in those hard lines, I always tend to use the lever either halfway or the lever closed. So this is just one thing for you to understand as well. Now, when we do the detail work toward the end of the fade, we can always adjust the lever as necessary to get rid of any excess bulk or hard lines that we see. And if you want an actual full-blown list of my entire haircutting sequence, like literally every single step that I do written on a document, I have all of that stuff inside my self-haircut course, which is again linked in the description below in an unlisted playlist here on YouTube. Now to get rid of the third and final hard line, I'm going to be using the 1.5 guard, you guessed it, lever closed. So basically the same exact thing as with the half guard lever closed. I'm doing the same thing with the 1.5 guard lever closed. Again, just going up with a very slow flick out motion. And a lot of the times when I'm fading in my hair, I kind of base how far up I go based on what I'm hearing actually getting cut by the clippers. So a lot of it is just based on hearing. And you also want to kind of flick. Notice how I'm kind of curling the clipper away from my head as I'm going up. That's kind of one of the key things when it comes to fading. Don't dig into the bulk as you go up. Kind of create a C-like motion and flick away from your head at the same time. Alright, I guess I lied about the last step. So with the 1 guard lever closed, usually I don't really do this, but I guess I needed to. I am going with the 1 guard lever closed because I guess in between the light and dark, the gradient area within the fade, I guess I still saw some bulky spots that I couldn't get out with the 1.5 or the half guard. So I just decided to go back with the 1 guard and see if I could kind of flick out a little bit of those hard lines. Obviously, this was a lot faster than the other with the half guard and 1.5 guard. But if you need to, of course, you can always go back and just change up the guards, adjust the lever as necessary so you can get rid of the hard line as best as you can. So now that we've put in all of the guidelines, we've done our best to fade them as much as possible with the clippers. Now we can go in and do the detail work using what I call the reverse thinning shear method, which is basically just taking my thinning shears, flipping them in reverse, and point cutting directly at anywhere within the fade that I still see some hard lines or bulky areas that I need to get rid of to just create a more gradient and an overall just more smooth transition from the light on the bottom of my head to the dark at the top of my head where all of the hair is. So really you're just trying to create a really nice and smooth gradients between light and dark. So now that we've pretty much finished with the fade, we can go in and start to blend in the fade into the longer length on top. And what I like to do is use the thinning shear over comb technique to do so. So all you have to do, it can be a little bit challenging. Again, if you need the mirror setup video, definitely check that out. When you're using the thinning shear over comb technique, you want to slowly, gradually move the comb up your head as you slowly cut with the thinning shears. That's the key. You don't want to go too fast, and you want to make sure that you're angling the comb at the correct angle so that you're always cutting against the grain and you're not moving your wrist weird in different directions. So this is a great way to blend in the fade into the longer length on top. So of course you keep a lot of that hair by the part line, which creates a nice shape for the haircut. So this step might be optional for you depending on your hair length, but for me, because my hair is a little bit longer, I'm going to be pulling out sections straight out from my head and then cutting at a 90-degree angle straight up to blend in the fade into the longer length a little bit more, because I was seeing a little bit of overhang from the length on top into the fade on the sides and back. So now to go in and give myself a crispy clean lineup, I do that by using my headband to hold back the hair, and then I like to use my little $5 scissors that I got from Target like 15 or 20 years ago and just trim the baby hairs on my forehead. And then once I do that, I use my trimmers to do the vertical bars going up and down, and then the C cup, which goes around my eyebrows, I'll use my trimmers with the T blade to line up those as well. Now to style my hair, I'm using some organic clay by Kouras, which gives a more natural high hold matte finish, which is perfect for the modern slick back pompadour that I'm going for. What I like to do is take about a pea-sized amount of product, lightly rub it between my palms until it turns creamy, and then I'll work it evenly throughout my hair, making sure I really get it into the roots. Then I'll add a little bit more product to finish off the look and give my hair more shape, texture, and control. This is my take on a modern slick back pompadour self haircut. Let me know in the comments below how you think the haircut turned out and what other hairstyles you'd like me to try out next. If this tutorial helped you in any way, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe for more in-depth self haircut tutorials like this one. And if you're tired of grooming products that constantly dry out or damage your hair, definitely take a look at my products and see if they'd be a good fit for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.